Should we get our tile first or supplies first? We're doing a little video shooting here today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Well,
You need a minute?
do they have 3x5s? I don't see any 3x5s. Diamond wheels, what's the best? You can't really go wrong with this. This house here, we made a video a couple weeks back of a pan liner that failed. Among other things, there was no pre-slope. They put fasteners through the curb, all kinds of junk that caused a water leak coming down from the ceiling. So we ordered a custom Tile Redi pan. Let's go put this in. Then we're gonna go to Floor & Decor, pick up all of our supplies that we need, the wallboard, thinset, grout, etc. And I'll also be walking you through the products that I like to use from Floor & Decor. Good morning. I always like, whenever we're replacing any subfloor, I like to have perimeter blocking. You see, we put a 2x6, actually this is 2x8 blocking in here. And everywhere there's a perimeter, we have a block to fasten into. Sometimes you got to get creative, like this one. Plumbing was coming from here, so we had to turn this block sideways. There's still plenty of support there. Same thing, we got a air register here. So we had to block across and then into it. And then we had to go flat here so we don't impede this air duct here. But you can see, you know, evidence of that water damage. Luckily, the joists are solid, but we did have to get some of this plywood out that was real soft and flaky. So got back to good wood. Now we're ready to get this screwed down. This one will be good anyways.
Yeah, most of you guys like have a grab us.
No. Yeah. That's good. Okay, so we got the Tile Redi pan installed. This is the only portion of the pan that I test because everything else is a one-piece design. Everything's factory sealed. There's no connections or anything except for this. So I'll just fill up this little area just for peace of mind. Everything on the new Tile Redi pans is a top-down connection. So we're on a second story. So it's much easier to set the pan and then do the top-down connection afterwards. To me, you can get more accurate cutoff heights for your sewer pipe and everything if your elevations change. We did have to build up a little bit with thinset down in this corner, so the elevations will change, but we got everything nice and level. Everything is dead on here. And I always just double check with the pans. Just again, for peace of mind, I want to see that the slopes all look good. Again, these are factory pre-slope, so you don't have to factor in any slope. It just goes on a flat surface and everything's already sloped to the drain. The drain connection, we're going to be using the Flow Effects. This is the Master Class signature grate that I designed in matte black. We got some matte black finishes we're putting in here, so it's going to match, look really good. All right, Spencer, let's hop in the van and get over to Floor & Decor. It's saying to go out this way. Cool. I've had some mixed feelings about Floor & Decor. When it first came into town, it just felt like the thought of another big box tile store. I just wasn't really on board with shopping with them. But as time has passed, you know, it's just been one of those convenience things. They have pretty much everything we use on a job, and it's always in stock. And you know, if you over order on tiles, you can take them back. If you under order, you can quickly go over and pick up some more. My guys, whether they're on this side of town, we got the Roseville location, or if they're down on the south side of town, they have the Delta Shores location in Sacramento, and they got one in Rancho. So there's one on every side of town. makes it really convenient to get supplies. And the supplies they have are pretty much top notch. You know, they have Mapei, Latticrete, Schluter, Tile Redi. Now they have Flow Effects, flanges and grates and whatnot. So, you know, I've kind of changed my mind on the whole thing, and I like supporting them. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I get a lot of questions, you know, what thinset should I get from Floor & Decor, or what waterproofing should I get from Floor & Decor? And so because they're nationwide and I have a nationwide audience, I feel that these videos are very beneficial for my viewers. We're 7 minutes away. We'll see you over at Floor & Decor. Get our tile first or supplies first?
Let's get the board.
Okay, we'll go for the board. We're doing a little video shooting here today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Hello.
Give me a minute.
All right, man.
Picking up some tile and some board.
All right.
Thinset. Yeah.
The other way.
Okay, man.
Right on.
I didn't do it.
All right, so we'll start with wall board. But for the most part, we're always going with a waterproof board. They do have Hardy Backer and Fiber Rock, but hardly anybody uses that anymore because it's you have to waterproof after you put it up. So why not just use a waterproof board? So what do we want to do for thinset, Spencer? Got a lot of options for thinset. I like lightweight thinsets, so options are the Tri-Light, the Latticrete Tri-Light, good thinset. $30 a bag. I think it's comparable to Custom's Pro Light that we use all the time. We could use the gold or the platinum. I mean, I think these are just overdoing it. You know, if you need something like really gnarly, you can go with the 254 Platinum or the Multi-Max Light. But I like the Tri-Light's a good thinset. The one I want to try a Mapei product though, I think. We don't do a whole lot of Mapei. You know, again, I don't have a whole lot of experience with the Mapei, but my friend Mark Christensen with Tarkus Tile, we do some classes together, we do a training. As a matter of fact, we have a September wall float training coming up at our Tile Coach headquarters here in Rockland. If you're interested, I'll put a link for you to go check that out. We do some hands-on in-person trainings at our workshops. He is a big fan of the ultralight, so I think I want to try out the Mapei ultralight. Again, I just like lightweight mortars. For one, they're a lot easier to handle. They're easier to trowel and spread. They tend to have really good open times and tack and non-sag capabilities. So yeah, lightweight mortar with polymer for large and heavy tile. So we're gonna try this out. We'll let you know how it goes, but if it's good enough for Mark, good enough for me. 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, says 45 square feet. So that'd be 120. So that should do it. 3 bags. 3 bags will be good. Grout. I've done some testing on the grouts too. I did a comparison of the most popular cementitious grouts, the Ultracolor FA, Customs Prism, Tech Power Grout, Latticrete Permacolor, probably missing one. But yeah, I did a comparison. What I did is I did grouts on sample boards, I let them cure, then I got them wet, and then I did abrasion tests with them to see which one was the most durable. That's what I was looking for, the durability. Mapei Ultracolor FA was the one that won between those ones. So really good grout, but I don't know exactly what colors we're gonna get until we pick up the tile. So let's go check out some other stuff though while we're here. It's nice that they carry both the acrylic sanded caulking and all the colors and the color match silicone. That's something that's really hard to find in our area anyways. We can't go to any of our major wholesalers, can't go to Dow Tile, can't go to Arizona Tile, can't go to Cortopassi. You can't find the silicones and the color match grouts. I don't know why they don't do it, but here at Floor & Decor, they have both the Mapei and the Laticrete colors in 100% silicone. They got some weedy stuff. Puzzle piece systems, I'm not crazy about just like gluing pieces together for a shower pan. I call them puzzle piece systems. Not a huge fan of them. I've seen failures with them. I got a couple videos of failures of the weedy systems. Trowels, you know, I think they got a good selection of trowels. I prefer Marshalltown. I wish they would have the Marshalltown products in here. They're made in the USA. It's just the trowels that I've always used, but in a pinch, if I needed a trowel, I wouldn't hesitate to grab, you know, one of these 1/2 inches. Do they have a sawtooth here, Spencer?
Maybe a Euro notch.
Yeah, I don't think they have a sawtooth, but they got a Euro notch if you're doing large format. Diamond wheels. Diamond wheels are another question I get asked a lot. What's the best? I know that I'm not crazy about the ruby. We had a ruby, one of these rubies. We tried to cut some floor tile with it. They seem to just, they wear out really fast and they don't cut as well. And we just went with like a cheap 10-inch blade for cutting the tile. It was something, I mean, honestly, dude, it was something like this, a $15 blade, continuous rim. These can be used wet or dry. You can't really go wrong with this. Wet saw blades, I like a continuous rim blade. I would rather use something like this that doesn't have any channels on it. You see how this blade has these water channels on it? This is supposed to allow it to cut faster, but what I like about continuous rim blades is you can actually push your finger on them. You can't push your finger on these because the ridges will catch your finger and it hurts. These blades, when they're wet, not when they're dry, it's got to be on a wet saw, got to have a lot of water on it. You can push the blade so you can fine tune your cuts down to, you know, like a 64th. Just shave like a sheet of paper off your tile if you need to, because the blades have a little bit of wobble. So yeah, so I'm constantly, when I'm making cuts and, you know, if I'm making real fine tuned cuts, I'm putting my finger on the blade. I like a continuous rim blade. Plus, I started with a continuous rim blade. This is how we learned. This is a $61 blade. I think it would do fine, especially if you're doing just a couple projects. Wouldn't hesitate to use that, but great video ideas, maybe coming in here, buying, you know, a few different blades and testing them out with like speed and how bad they chip and whatnot. If you're gonna buy a hole saw, I recommend 1 3/8 is probably the first size that I would buy. This is a size that you're gonna use for like plumbing outlets in your shower head, your hand showers, also your countertops. This is a size that you need to cut holes in like a quartz countertop for your faucets. Polishing pads, after you make a cut, even on your wet saw, you're gonna need to sand down the edge to get rid of those fine chips. I would probably start with like a more coarse grit. I like 100, you know, 100 grit pad is pretty aggressive. It'll be fast and you don't need to get it real smooth. You just need to knock down the chips. So I'll usually get like, what is this? This is a 60. I would either do a 60 or a 120. That's what I use to dress up my edges. What else do we got here? You know, if you got a variable speed grinder, you can use polishing pads. I don't think you really need to get into that unless you're fabricating quartz or granite pieces. So I wouldn't mess with any of the hook and loop Velcro pads. Just do these little hand pads just for dressing up, just for smoothing out those tile cuts. On this side, we got the leveling clips. I prefer the wedge systems. There's two main systems when you're using leveling clips. You either have the big wedges that look like this, where you got a clip that goes in under the tile and the wedge cinches the two tiles up against the clip, or you have the spin type, which look like this. You know, they got a cap and then the peg goes under the tiles, and then the cap screws down to suck up the tiles and level them out. I've always preferred the wedge system. I think it's easier, and plus once you break the clips off, you don't have to unscrew them. With the screw kind, every time you break them off, you have to unscrew the cap from each piece that breaks off. So you're doing twice the spinning. I did a poll on my Instagram not too long ago, and 60% preferred the wedges, 40% preferred the spin. You know, it's probably what you used first and got comfortable with.
I saw your videos.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, hell
Right
yeah.
on, man.
I saw that's the Tile dude.
Okay, yeah, right on. Do you work up in this area?
No, I don't work. I'm just doing my own home project.
Oh, right on.
I'm glad I ran into you because I was going to pick your brain.
Oh, cool.
How do you seam hardy backer when you put the seams together?
So you leave an 1/8 inch gap, and then they have a tape.
Do they sell it here? That's why.
Do they have that fiberglass tape?
Yeah, they should. It's usually gray.
Yeah, here it is.
That's it?
That's it.
So you got to leave an 1/8 though, right?
So leave an 1/8 in between the boards, put that tape on, and then put thinset over it and smash it into that 1/8 inch gap.
Just regular the stuff you stick the tile with. Okay,
Yep,
cool.
stuff you stick the tile with.
Got some Hydro Band.
Yeah, well, I was gonna seam
Hydro barrier.
Well,
Yeah.
Is this what you use, right?
Yeah, but you do need to cover the whole thing.
Oh.
The hardy backer's not waterproof. So what are you doing? You're doing shower walls?
Yeah, shower walls. Yeah.
Don't mess with the hardy backer, man. Get this stuff.
Really?
Yeah. This
I
is
already
what
bought
we
the
use.
hardy backer. Okay.
Oh, you already got
know,
it?
I know. I've
You got
seen
it at
your
home?
Different videos. Yeah, I was already there at that.
So you're gonna need to coat the hardy backer with that.
The whole
thing.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, because hardy backer's not waterproof.
Yeah, no, of course.
But yeah, next time just go with the waterproof board, because then you're just doing the seams.
As far as cost effective, is pretty much the same, you think?
I mean,
by the time you buy this stuff and then the hardy backer.
correct. Yeah, it's cheaper to go that way.
And it's lighter weight too. It's
Lighter.
easier to deal with.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
next
honor
time,
meeting you, man.
yeah, Jesus, yeah,
care, man.
yeah. Good luck with everything. It's always neat running into people when I go into Home Depot or Floor and Decor or whatever. I love talking tile and helping people out. So if you ever see me out and about, say what's up. Okay, so now for the tile. It's cool they got deck mud and fat mud here too. They might only have this in the California stores. But if they don't, you can always use Ladder Creek 209 floor mud or Mape 4-1. Hey, Sus, you got another question?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch around. I was looking at the cost of that. I'm like, I'm gonna be kind of the same. I'm like,
Yeah.
How do you seam that with the same stuff?
No, that gets just a sealant. Yep.
They have it.
They have it right over there.
But
Yep.
you do butt it together on the.
So you put the bead in before you butt the boards together, so
Okay.
that sealant's all the way through the joint.
Okay.
And then you go back over the top, and they want like a 2-inch overlap over the top, just with a putty knife.
Of the same sealant.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the same brand.
Yep. And you also need the washers and screws. So these are the fasteners.
Oh, and a special fastener for it.
Yeah.
Okay, so a
To
box
get these,
of these,
box of
1
those.
5/8.
Yep.
Cool. And
Yep.
They have,
The sealant. They're right over by the board.
I should give them that. I have a Go board on me.
Oh, you do?
That's the last one that they have here.
oh no, I don't want to.
You're not getting today? No,
Yeah,
I have
no,
plenty.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
take it.
Take it. I have plenty
Yeah.
on my truck.
Yeah, we got enough.
Okay, cool.
We got some at the shop.
This is more than enough for the.
That should be enough
It's
to do
about
a shower.
90 square feet is what I estimated.
Yeah.
For the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be good.
I was looking at that. The more I looked at it, I thought, man, that's just so simple. You
Yeah.
just-
Yeah.
you can't. I mean,
Yeah, and if you see my videos, this is what we're usually using in there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, mainly I was focused on the mud pan thing because I've never done like the screeding. I'm like,
Yeah.
I've never done that. I want to
Yeah.
do it, but
You need to get the Morar Lock Ledgers for my website, man.
the what now?
The Morar Lock Ledgers, the perimeter strips that I put up.
Well, I haven't seen those. No.
You haven't seen them?
No, I'll have to check out more of your videos then.
Yeah, go to tilecoach.com. You'll
Okay.
see everything there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks again,
Yep.
guys.
Right on.
Have a good
Jesus.
day.
You too. So I did a pretty in-depth video going over the different types of tiles and different characteristics, what makes a good tile good, what makes a bad tile bad, rectified versus pressed edge porcelains and whatnot. So if you're interested in that video, go check it out. I'll put the link in the description. But yeah, I pretty much went through the store and just kind of showed different characteristics of the tile to help people select a good tile when they're in Floor and Decor. Here we go, we found it. So this is the Alyssa Bianca polished. What we want to make sure is the die lot is the same on all of these tiles. We don't want to mix up the die lots. I don't even know what die lot these are, so I don't want to mess with them. Here, so you see shade is 5, 21E is probably the die lot. So we want all these numbers to be the same, which it looks like they are. These boxes are turned around, so we'll double check the other side. 521E is what we want. So yeah, I would err on buying extra, because again, you can always bring it back. But if, you know, say a month or two goes by while you're doing your project, from the time you buy your tile, you find out you're short and you come back, maybe that die lot's all gone. You got to choose a different die lot to finish the project, and that's a bad scenario. So always buy extra on the initial. You can always bring it back. So just check, make sure all these numbers are the same, all the same die lot, all the same date. It's good. So these tiles are all going to be the same. One thing I like to check when I'm selecting tile is how flat the tiles are. The flatter the tile, the more options you have with layout, and it's just easier to set them. So I'll take 2 tiles and I'll go finish side to finish side, and I'll see if there's any rocking in them. So that'll show you the flatness. So you can see that gap that's right there. See that gap? So that's some bowing in the tile. It's not crazy, because I'm all the way down right here, and it just a little bit of bowing in this tile. This is something we can make up with our leveling clips when we set it. But it is something to maybe check out when you're selecting tiles. You don't want to get tiles that are too bowed, because as you stagger them, you get kind of a basket weave effect. So all right, we got our tiles. What else do we need, Spencer? Oh, we got to go back and get grout. In my experience, grout typically dries a little bit lighter than the color samples on here. But yeah, I think I like that frost. That's the frost there. For the shower floor, so we'll go silver for the shower floor, and we're going to go frost for the shower walls. Again, Ultracolor Plus FA won the competition between the major grout manufacturers in durability. Picking Schluter? No, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so picking Schluter. I like using the trendline colors. It's more of a tile look trim than it is to like a shiny either metal or PVC or powder coated finish. This is my favorite profile to use. Look at that. Oh man, that looks good. So yeah, so it'll have the thickness of the tile. Standard tile is 3/8 thick. So the 100 size in the Schluter is the one that you want. It's made for a 3/8 tile. It also, in that 3/8 dimension that they put on here, that's accounting for a little bit of thinset under the tile. So you don't need to like add the amount of thinset to the profile. It's already calculating in the thinset, because it says right here, see, it says fits tile 3/8 of an inch. So they've already calculated in there for a little bit of thinset under it. But yeah, we're gonna go with the A100 TSBG. Again, people think I'm always bagging on Schluter. I think Schluter has some great products. Their edge profiles are one of them. I just don't think they have good wallboard. I don't like their foam pans, and I don't like their drains. But yeah, other than that, I do like their Dietra heat. I do like their
Thinset's good.
yeah, their Schluter All Set thinset's good. So I don't just like pick a brand and like total for this brand or that brand. Most of the manufacturers have good products, and some have products that aren't so good. So don't tie yourself down to like a manufacturer's warranty thing where you're buying all the same product, because you're not going to get a warranty anyways if there's a failure. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we got our Schluter profiles. Yeah, so Flow FX has been in Floor and Decor for about 6 months now. I highly recommend these flanges. This one goes in a Schluter foam pan, the round one. The universal is what we use on all of our mud beds. This is an excellent bonding flange. It's just a lot heavier duty. It does have an adapter too that you can go right into an existing three-piece drain if you don't want to take the bottom flange off. But yeah, it's just a super beefy bonding flange. It's got mortar lock channels to bond into the mud bed itself. Just really high quality product made in the USA. So I am stoked that they have these here for us to buy when we need to grab one. They have a pretty good selection of grates. Their most common best sellers are here. But if you want different grate options, including my signature masterclass grate that I designed, go to flowfx.com and you can pick up just a wider range of grates. Super stoked here at Floor & Decor that they're selling them. I think we're ready to check out. All right, so we're gonna get checked out. We're gonna head back over to the job, get this wall board up. The Tile Redi pan should be okay for us to work on now. We've been gone for an hour or so. It'll take us a while to get back and have lunch. We'll be able to work on that, get the wall board up, and get ready for tile. Make sure that you're subscribed so you can see those videos coming up of us installing the tile. Before I go, I love you. I love being your tile coach. We'll see you on the next video.